SAPC_ARSUM_2508 exam practice questions are available in the video for you to study. Your organization plans to extend its supplier risk visibility by subscribing to optional third-party feeds. Which categories of external risk content can be integrated into SAP Ariba Supplier Risk? A. Climate-related geographic risk indicators. B. Sustainability and corporate social responsibility findings. C. News-based incident reports from global media. D. Compliance-related and regulatory risk data. The answer is B, C, D. SAP Ariba Supplier Risk supports optional third-party content sources that enhance monitoring of vendor exposure. These include specialized environmental, social responsibility intelligence, compliance-oriented datasets reflecting regulatory adherence, and financial-related indicators. Integrating these sources strengthens ongoing supplier assessments by providing broader visibility beyond internal questionnaires. This combined content helps organizations evaluate suppliers more holistically and identify risks early. The platform uses these data streams to enrich exposure scoring and alert mechanisms. Your customer requires that suppliers enter phone numbers using a specific structure, such as inserting hyphens between number segments when completing an external registration form. Which configuration ensures this requirement is enforced? A. Linking the question to a predefined phone number field. B. Setting the response type to numeric values only. C. Defining a validation rule that enforces the desired input pattern. D. Locking the field if the expected pattern is not met. The answer is C. Ariba questionnaires allow validation patterns that follow regular expression style rules to enforce formatting constraints. By applying a validation pattern, the system checks supplier inputs and ensures they match the required structure before submission. This approach avoids manual review and reduces data quality issues. It also provides immediate feedback to suppliers, improving data accuracy. Other options do not technically enforce formatting rules. A customer wants to analyze supplier contract compliance metrics, such as on-time delivery and defect rate, alongside the supplier's overall compliance score. What is the best way to design their scorecard? A. Create one top-level section called Compliance, and add a KPI for each detail. B. Build separate KPIs for each metric plus an overall KPI. C. Generate a report that includes the metrics and map KPIs to its data fields. D. Store compliance KPIs in a centralized sourcing library. The answer is C. When quantitative data is required for scorecards, SAP Ariba supports mapping KPIs to analytical reports that supply structured data. Creating a report ensures all relevant compliance metrics are captured and can feed values directly into KPIs. This results in consistent data refresh and centralized reporting. The report to KPI mapping provides flexibility for recalculations and updates. Other choices do not leverage Ariba's reporting integration for automated KPI scoring. You need to configure integration between SAP Ariba Supplier Lifecycle and Performance and an external system using SM administration. Which system group must the administrator have? A. Preferred Supplier Manager, BSM Operations Admin, CSM ERP Integration Admin, D Supplier Request Manager. The answer is C. The SMERP Admin, or ERP Integration Admin, group grants the appropriate privileges to manage external system integration settings within SAP Ariba SL&P. This includes maintaining field mappings, enabling data synchronization, and configuring inbound, outbound integration options. Without this group, integration configuration screens are inaccessible. Other groups specialize in supplier management or requests and cannot perform integration tasks. When configuring a survey scoring structure, which attributes of the importance field must be considered? A. Importance determines how strongly a question influences the section score. B. Graders may modify importance values during evaluation. C. All importance values must total exactly 100. D. Allowed importance values fall within a predefined numeric range of 0 to 10. The answer is AD. The importance setting affects how each question contributes to section and overall survey scoring. Ariba allows values within a defined range, typically between 0 and 10, to maintain consistency and relative weighting. These values ensure the scoring algorithm reflects business priorities. Importance cannot be dynamically changed during evaluation and does not require a total sum of 100, as weighting is relative rather than absolute. A supplier has been invited to participate in a qualification process. Which action must they complete before they appear in qualified status? A. Upload supporting certificates. B. Choose applicable regions or commodities. C. Take part in a sourcing event. D. Submit their qualification questionnaire. The answer is D. Qualification workflows rely on suppliers completing and submitting the relevant questionnaire as the essential first step. This submission provides the data required for internal reviewers to assess suitability and determine qualification status. Uploads, sourcing participation, or selecting attributes may occur later or be optional. Only completing the questionnaire signals readiness for review and status progression. Your customer wants bank account and routing numbers to be visible only to accounts payable users. How should this be configured? A. Apply visibility conditions to both fields. B. Mark the fields as not visible to participants. C. Use a sensitive data masking pattern for the fields. D. Assign Supplier Registration Manager group to AP users. The answer is C. Sensitive data masking allows customers to hide critical information, such as banking details, from unauthorized users while still storing and processing it securely. This ensures only users with appropriate permissions can view unmasked values. Visibility conditions only hide fields altogether, not mask content. Assigning a role does not inherently secure sensitive fields. Masking is the recommended approach for confidential supplier data. When reviewing the alert list in SAP Ariba Supplier Risk, what types of information are displayed? A. Whether each alert has a positive or negative impact. B. The numerical weight of each incident in exposure scoring. C. Direct links to external sources that triggered the alert. D. The category or type of incident involved. The answer is ACD. The alert list summarizes real-time risk incidents associated with the supplier. It shows whether each alert represents a positive or negative event, includes direct links to originating information for investigation, and categorizes the alert by incident type. This transparency helps risk managers track emerging issues quickly. The alert list does not show scoring weights, which are part of deeper exposure model calculations. Your customer is using recurring phases in Ariba Supplier Management projects. Which characteristics apply to these phases? A. Surveys and scorecards must be manually recreated each cycle. B. Recurrences can be initiated automatically according to schedule. C. Additional recurrences can be manually triggered between cycles. D. Recurrence ends automatically after a fixed number of cycles. The answer is BC. Recurring phases support automated initiation based on a recurrence schedule, helping organizations evaluate suppliers at regular intervals. Users may also manually trigger a recurrence if an unscheduled assessment is needed. Tasks and documents are cloned automatically. They do not need to be recreated manually. Ariba does not force a fixed number of cycles unless configured through project governance. An approver is reviewing a supplier request but finds the information insufficient to make a decision. What action can they take to collect additional details? A. Post a message to the vendor management team. B. Invite the supplier contact to revise the request form. C. Prompt the requester for additional information. D. Escalate the request to the requester's supervisor. The answer is C. The Request Additional Info function allows approvers to send the request back to the requester with specific questions or required clarifications. This ensures accurate data is provided before approval continues. Messaging or escalation does not formally return the request for revision. Supplier involvement is not appropriate at this stage unless the process explicitly requires it.